Shine Like a Diamond. I am Shine, and I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day. Okay, I know this video has been long awaited. I've had so many questions about this particular, making this particular video. So it's finally here. First off, I'm going to answer the question, what is a cover minder? A cover minder is a cute little thing that has a magnet on one side and another magnet on the back. I'm going to use this as an example of how a cover minder might help you out, okay? So I'm going to use this cover minder right here, which is just like a crystal flower. And as you can see, there is a magnet on the back, okay? There's two magnets. One is attached and one comes off. What you're going to do when you're working on your diamond paintings and you have those diamond paintings, the cover is so annoying because you're trying to keep it opened so you can work and the cover keeps falling back. Well, that is what these will do for you. So you can put your cover up like that. You put your cover minder on the front. Take your magnet and put it on the back just like so. And it's going to hold that cover open in place for you so that it doesn't keep falling onto your workspace. Now, are there diamond paintings where you don't need a cover minder? Yes, there are. But I still use them because I think they're super fun. I love having just extra little goodies to sit with me as I'm diamond painting. It's kind of like, it's come for me, it's become like a craft within a craft. And I just love finding them. I love making them. I love showing you guys them. So that is what a cover minder does. If you have heard, if you cross stitch and you have heard the term needle minder, it is the exact same thing, except for you would want to have a cover minder that's, let's say, like this one, where it's more flat on the top. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat, but for the most part. And then you would go and you would put your needle on it like this, and it would hold your needle there so that your needle isn't falling on the floor, falling onto you, into the couch, causing somebody to get injured like I did when I was little. And so that's what a needle minder is. Now, they are called, I've heard them called cover minders, cover keepers, what else have I heard them called? Well, needle minders. There's a lot of different terms out there, but they all mean relatively the same thing. So, how can you make a cover minder inexpensively at home? Well, the reason I started making cover minders in the first place was not to open a shop. I actually started making them because I couldn't afford to go and buy them, and I wanted to have some. Well, I decided to send a bunch of them to a mentor of mine, and she convinced me I needed to open a shop. After about 4 months, I finally gave in, opened a shop, and I am so glad that I did. So here we are over a year later, and I'm thrilled. So I'm going to teach you how to make an inexpensive cover minder at home. It's very, very simple. You can use a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some ideas of things you can use, but you know, I can't give you all my secrets. So you're going to have to do some digging and some finding of them yourself. But you can use something simple as a button. So this is just a normal button that you can get at most craft stores. And as you can see, that's what it looks like on the back. Okay. All you're going to do with this one, you're going to need, here's the supplies you're going to need first. You're going to obviously need something you want to turn into a cover minder. You're going to need magnets. You're going to need some kind of jewelry clipping tools. Or when I very first started, I was using wire clippers, which worked just not as nicely. Then you're going to want to get some really nice glue. My favorite glue is the E6000, but I also use a lot is the Gorilla Glue, the Super Glue Gel. It needs to be gel if you're going to use Super Glue, because if you use the one that's liquidy, it just gets all over and makes a big mess. Last thing, you don't have to have this, but it definitely helps. Some Q-tips. Now, I have the Q-tips that look like this on the end because it's easier, but any Q-tips will do. And again, you don't have to have Q-tips, but they definitely help the mess a little bit. So, we're going to take this button now and make it to a little cover minder. So, all you're going to do is you're going to take your clipping tools and you're going to clip off this piece right here, okay? So the piece that makes it a button, you are now making it a flat back button. And so it's going to look just like this, all right? Is gone. One other thing you will need, and I forgot, I apologize, is either a nail file or a Dremel. I used a nail file for probably the first 6 months of doing this. And I now have a Dremel because it's much quicker and it's easier and it works better. I got my Dremel for only $9.99 at Harbor Freight. So it's very inexpensive, but it works really well. Okay, so the reason that you want to use that Dremel is because you want to get the back as flat as possible so that the magnet is even. You can do it without it. It just won't be as even. And I like, especially because I sell these, I want them to be as high quality as I can. And so I like to get that back really flat. So I just turn it on, file that back. There we go. So it only takes a little bit, not long at all. And basically I want it to be where I can put my finger and just kind of go like that. And it's nice and flat. As you can see, it's extremely flat. So the next thing you're going to want to do, these actually come apart usually. So if you see what I mean, you want to actually force it to come apart, because if you don't now, it could come apart later on accident. So what I do is I like to take them apart, and I like to take my super glue, and you do not need much because trust me, you will get it all over your fingers or your workspace. So you just want to take it to where you just get a tiny bit of super glue on the back of it, just like so. So you can kind of see where that wetness is. So you just want to get a thin layer, and then you're going to take your front of the cow, push it back together just like this. This way they won't come apart later on down the road, okay? So now this guy can just, well, we can turn it over. Then you want to pick a spot where your magnet's going to fit. A lot of times I will pre-measure my magnets just to make sure it fits where I want it to go, because you really don't want your magnet showing on the other side. So I'm going to use a 8mm magnet for the cow, and I'm going to put it right on that spot right there. I do have a lot of different size magnets. I have 5, 8, 10, 12, and 15. Oh, actually I have 7 too. Because there's a lot of different sizes of things that I use. And so I try to make the magnet fit the best. And obviously if you're using something that's heavier or bigger, you're gonna want a bigger magnet so that it holds it better. So now you're just gonna take, now E6000 glue kind of starts coming out before you really want it to. So you gotta be quick with it. So you just want to get a little dabble of the glue on the back of that magnet, of the back of the of your button, and then you're just gonna put your magnet in that glue and kind of push down a little bit. And then this you do not have to do, but I like to do because then I know the magnet has stayed right where I want it to be. I use these little things. They're sewing clips. I get them on Amazon. I get like 100 of them for $9.99. best thing that I mean, one of my favorite tools that I don't think I could do without anymore at this point with my cover minders. Then you just open it up just like this and clip the magnet and your button together, and you're just gonna leave it just like this for about 4 hours. Okay, so that is, we're gonna put that aside, but that is the way to do just a normal old button. Okay, now we are going to take this one. This one is a brooch. And I'm not going to go through every single step with you on all of them because these do take a lot more like sanding and everything, and I don't want you to have to watch me do all of that. Basically what you're going to do, you see how it has the clip on the back? You want to take your clippers and you're just going to clip off that back. I don't want it to go flying somewhere. I usually try to do this over the garbage can, so I don't have anything going in, you know, on the floor and all that good stuff. Some of them are harder to clip than others. This one I would say is a little bit harder, but it's still doable. So I got that side off of it, and you're just gonna go to the other side. Clip that side off. Now, I go as absolutely close as possible as I can, because that's less work for me to have to sand these down, okay? So for this one, I will sand those down later, but literally the same thing goes as the other button. You're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back. Sure to put your lid on it so your glue doesn't go all over the place, because trust me, it will. For this one, I am going to use a 10mm magnet, and I'm going to put it on the back. Just like so. Now, one thing that I will say with these that I will have to do, once this one is dry, let me take the clip off actually so I can show you. This one, this part sticks out just a little bit over the magnet. So when this magnet is dried on there, I put a tiny bit of super glue on top of that magnet, and I actually will put 2 stacked magnets on there. So that way when it lays flat, the magnet is actually touching the bottom of your canvas. You don't, you know, you can do it without, but you don't want your canvas to kind of have a wrinkle where it's kind of pushed up a little bit. So you just want to do 2 magnets so that they're a little bit higher. These magnets are only 2mm, and so I like to do 2 magnets high. That way it's a little more even. Okay, we're gonna put that one now to the side. Next thing is, oh right, so here's my bullshit remover. This one is just a normal pin, you know, like a pin you put on your shirt, similar to a brooch, but obviously the back is very different. It has this pokey little thing. All you're gonna do again is take your little clippers. You're going to, I like to put it on the table, hold that pin, the push part, clip it off. That way you have this in your hand and it doesn't go flying across the room, and then you can't find it, and you find it later in a very uncomfortable, painful way. Okay, so after you get that pin off, make sure you have gone as close as you possibly can with your clippers, which I believe we have. Then afterwards, you're going to sand this down again with either your nail file or a Dremel. This one's pretty flat, but you don't want it to be sharp. So it only takes a quick second to just kind of go over that just a little bit to make it nice and smooth. So after that, we just, once again, we put our glue on there. And I will kind of show you with this one how much glue. So that's about how much glue. Again, I am going to be using a 10mm with this one. Could I fit a bigger one on there? Yes, but I do not need a bigger one on there. This one is plenty strong enough to hold this particular cover minder. So because the bigger magnets you get, the more expensive they are going to be. So that's something to consider. But definitely the 10 millimeter holds this one up really, really nicely. So again, and you can also sand this after the magnets dry. It doesn't really matter. I personally prefer to sand them first, but for time's sake for this video, that's why I didn't. So we're gonna put that one to the side. Next we are going to look at a keychain. Just a simple old keychain. This could also be a jewelry piece of any kind where it has this metal part on the top right there. All we're gonna do first, we're gonna get that keychain part off. So we're gonna get that off. All right. So now you're left with this top piece. Again, all you're gonna do is take those clippers, clip that metal piece on both sides till it comes off. Throw that away. Now, you are definitely, again, gonna wanna sand. Of course I dropped something. I gotta drop something every video. You're gonna wanna sand it down, if you can kind of see. Even though you can't see it particularly much, you don't want it to be sharp, again, on those edges. So you just wanna sand that down just a little bit with a nail file or a Dremel. And as soon as it's smooth, you're good to go. So now we are going to put a magnet on this beautiful ball of yarn with a crochet hook in it. So we're gonna put our little drop of glue there. And this one, I think I'm gonna actually use a 12 millimeter just because it is a little bit bigger and it's a nice high quality metal. So then we're gonna get our 12 millimeter on there. We're gonna take another sewing clip and we're gonna clip one side because it barely fits to that magnet. I will do both sides. I'll do one side over there and then one side over there. That way we know that magnet is really secure while it's drying. And then we're gonna put that to the side. Okay, last thing you can use that I'm gonna show you. Be creative because there's a lot of things you can use. So these are just little stone type stickers that you can use. You can buy them at any craft store. They have just a sticker on the back of them. All I do is I just get that sticker up just enough with my nail, and then I just start kind of working that sticker off of it. Because once you get the sticker off, it's just a simple flat back stone. Oh goodness. I got it off. Okay, so now that the sticker's off of it, again, now we're just going to do exactly the same thing. I told you this is a very, very easy process, you guys. A little bit of glue on there. And this one, we will be using an 8 millimeter. We're gonna put that on there. There we go. You want to try to make sure you're getting it in the middle, just so that it looks, you know, a little bit nicer, a little more professional. I don't believe I have any more clips right now. Oh, here I do. I kind of have the clips all over my area, my craft area, because I use them all the time. I use them for a lot of different things, but the main reason I use them is for cover minders. Okay, so now it's clipped. So now these all just need to sit and dry, and that is how you make a cover minder, you guys. Super, super easy. I mean, in less than 20 minutes, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different really cute cover minders. It's not hard to do. And you can find so many really, really fun, cute ideas. If you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to those as soon as I possibly can. If you don't want to make your own cover minders, but you want to have some really awesome cover minders, or you saw one that you see here that you really liked, they are in my Etsy shop, which is in the description below, and I do sell a lot of different cover minders. I mean, a lot. And so, yeah, this is definitely a passion of mine. I just wanted to share it with you guys and let you guys, you know, figure out how to do that. As you could see, it's not hard. It's not complicated. And I think the most time consuming part is just finding different things, shopping. Because you want to get stuff, you know, that's relatively inexpensive, and if you're wanting to sell them, then you definitely want to find things that are inexpensive so that you're not having to charge, you know, an arm and a leg for something. So that is all I really have for you guys today. Don't forget, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and you are definitely loved more than you know. With that, keep on shining, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Hey guys, I was just listening and kind of getting ready to edit that video, and I wanted to say one more thing. If you do decide that you are wanting to sell cover minders and you want to open your own Etsy shop, just a little tip that I would give you, and I tell a lot of people this: find something that's going to set you apart and make you unique. There, of course, are going to be cover minders where you and another shop has both, you know, you both have them. But finding stuff that other people don't have is what's really going to set you apart and what is going to be bringing those customers back to your store. So I just thought I would jump on, give you that one more little piece of advice, and that's it. All right, guys, see you later.
Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already and would like to subscribe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and the bell icon to be notified when I put up a new video.